The moment the slim figures stumbled from the deep scorn woods, just over 100 paces from the town gates, Glenn Redwood knew all three were in big trouble. Worse yet, he knew exactly who these three fleeing figures were: Kane Ambergrove, Lisa Hazecutter, and Rafe Slakestriker. All 16-year-old adventurers from Wolfpine, all with families anxiously awaiting their return. Glenn, now 18 years of age and officially an adult, stood beside the open gates of the starter village of Wolfpine. He wore gleaming god armor that was essentially indestructible. The grip of his guardian's shield rested easily in one hand, and the familiar weight of his guardian's mace hung heavy against his hip. His full-face helmet hid everything but his blue eyes. The three figures fleeing the woods were little more than toothpicks in the distance. Even through the eye holes in his helmet, Glenn detected their stumbling gait and fearful glances back. Worst of all, they were too far away for him to help. As soon as Kane, Lisa, and Rafe had turned 16 years of age, the Pantheon, the 10 gods of Luxterra, had pronounced all three adventurers. Yet none of them had yet reached level 6, or at least they hadn't before they set off into the woods this morning. The monsters in those woods all averaged between 3 and 5, which made hunting individual monsters safe enough for a trio of level 5s. Yet this party was running, not fighting. So what were they running from? The three stumbling adventurers made it perhaps 20 paces before 8 frothing gloom wolves charged, snarling, out of the woods. As a pack, they rushed the exhausted adventurers. Glenn knew not one of the wolves would be less than level 4. He clenched the leather grip of his guardian's shield hard enough that leather creaked inside his gloved hand. He wanted nothing more than to charge toward the woods. He'd unleash Fight Me and draw the fury of those 8 gloom wolves upon himself, then start swinging his god-blessed mace until those poor kids got clear. Yet he couldn't. The laws of Kaya, goddess of duty, were clear. Glenn was a town guard. Kaya herself had charged him with his divine duty, meaning Glenn's role had been assigned to him by the divine law of the Pantheon. He defended Wolfpine and its gate, not the land around it. Though every impulse in his being urged him to sprint to the woods and save those kids, he couldn't. They had to get within 50 paces of the town gate first. Adventurers explored. Townsfolk supported adventurers. Town guards protected their town. Those were the laws of Luxterra, the laws governing the mortal realm in which all mortals lived, and Glenn could no more defy the laws than he could grow a third arm. Yet as he watched 8 wolves close in on 3 exhausted kids, his stomach churned. "They'll make it," Loghain Cliffbreeze said. It felt like empty reassurance. Loghain was 20 years Glenn's senior, at 38, and currently a level 19 town guard. He would likely be able to choose a new class in a year or so, though he wouldn't leave Wolfpine until Chelsea Mistarrow, his betrothed, could also leave. Loghain had seen adventurers die before. Loghain had seen common-age kids he'd known since they were babies die outside these gates, beyond the radius of protection he and Glenn offered. Glenn knew from many conversations over drinks that failing to save those people still haunted Loghain. Kane's party made another 10 paces toward town before 3 gloom wolves rushed past and encircled them. Though the monsters created by Anson, god of beasts, possessed only simple intelligence, their hunting instincts were keen. Kane, Lisa, and Rafe were now surrounded by monsters they were too exhausted to defeat. Soon, as decreed by the gods, Glenn would watch them all die.